Hello and welcome to another update video on Solana. Yeah, just a quick update here on the Solana chart. Basically, the price has followed precisely the forecasted structure. Remember yesterday I highlighted we had a 5-wave move up, and then we were looking for a 3-wave move down, which also clearly unfolded as a 3-wave move. And then when the Nvidia earnings were released, we had a small mini pump, and that gave us this wave 4 that we were watching for. So could have extended into something more bullish as per the white scenario, but I can remove that from the chart now. We don't need it anymore because the price couldn't even break above the standard target for a C wave. So the 100% extension level at $144.77. I mean, this is super ugly. I mean, look at this. It's just, I mean, so ugly. I mean, it's crazy. But without any 5-wave move up, we are left without any confirmation that any significant low has formed, and therefore we still need to follow the yellow scenario for another low. Yeah, until we get 5 waves up, haven't seen them, the pressure remains downward. And as I said in previous updates, the next support levels are around 126 and then 117, $118. These are simply the next standard Fibonacci levels below. Now, it is important to understand that this resistance area here between $141 and $163 is the relevant standard resistance zone for a wave 4. And the market bounced, reached that area, and now got rejected. So no surprise there. But if you look at what happened, I mean, we've been in this range now for a week. And so we could just chop around for a little longer. Yeah, I'm not saying that necessarily this is already the wave 5. I think it's possible. Yeah. And but really, this is all just micro price action. This here is the meaningful resistance, because what could happen is now that this wave 4 simply extends a little bit. That can happen. And we might form, you know, what is probably the wave 4 could simply be an A wave. You know, this here is then a B wave a pullback, and we get another larger C wave bounce. You know, that can happen, or even this. So there are different ways how this could still play out. So I'm just saying, be ready for some more chop. This is the area for that, because the bulls are trying to make the comeback, but the bears are still so strong. Yeah, the bears are still so strong. So from that point of view, I remain focused on further downside until the market can give me a clear 5-wave move up, which it can't do now because this is clearly a 3-wave move up. So it could again only be in some kind of a diagonal pattern. Pressure remains downward, guys. Next support is at 126 and then 117, $118. Yeah, that should give you everything actually. But let's also take a quick look at the larger time frame for Solana. So let's open the Solana weekly chart. Just for everybody who might be new on this channel, it's important to understand that Solana still could give us possibly an upside reversal either from our upper support area or the lower support area. Upper support is between $118 and $138.30. Lower support is between $62 and $90. So we've got 2 Fibonacci levels here, 2 Fibonacci areas which are relevant. If this is the directly bullish count, the price should ideally not break below $117, $118. But as you've just seen, you know, there's no reaction on the smaller time frame. When we're looking at Fibonacci levels, let's say on this time frame, on this larger time frame, yeah, then it's important that these are simply zones of interest. We then have to pay attention to the smaller time frame structures to see if there is actually a reaction there. Because if there is no reaction, the price might not respect that zone, okay? And so they are simply zones of interest, areas where it can make sense to look for either a reaction or maybe even an entry, but that depends on your own risk management strategy and, you know, portfolio strategy and everything. But from a chart point of view, it is typically where the price has a good chance to reverse. But there is no reaction, as you've just seen. So we could easily go lower. If the price cannot hold 117, 118, then we're likely transitioning into the orange scenario, which I already find quite likely, which would be a larger wave 4 and then $62 to $90. And someone asked me earlier today, when do you finally call it a bear market? I normally don't work that way. You know, when is it a bear market? I mean, it's clear that we've been in a correction for a while now. You know, even here from the September high, I mean, we've been tracking this downside. It's corrected 50%. Some people might call it a bear market. I mean, what do you call a bear market? You know, that's the thing. I don't want to work with these labels. Yeah, it just doesn't, you know, it's this could still be a wave 4. Yeah, and so that's you know, I use Elliott Wave cycles. Yeah, and you could be bearish on a smaller time frame. You can be bullish on a larger time frame. You know, it's what is a bear market. You know, it's just I don't know. I wouldn't say this is a bear market yet. Okay. Not with a structure in which the market can still form a wave 4. But honestly, we have been only in a range, a larger range, since 2024. So it's basically just been correcting 3 waves down, 3 up, 3 down, 3 up, 3 down, since March 24. Some people might call it a bear market. I don't know. The label doesn't change anything. I mean, we're just tracking the levels, and yeah, I don't like these labels because they put you in a box, and then you can't really think freely, right? So we have to just go with the flow. We've got our support areas there. We watch on the smaller time frame. We do the work every day. If we can identify potential for reversal, and at the moment, no, not yet. Okay, so pressure remains down. Let's say Solana remains very vulnerable still for further downside. So that's the update on Solana. Hope you liked the update. If you did, please hit the like button, leave a comment, and subscribe. And if you're interested in additional updates, I recommend that you also check out our X profile. Yeah, we have an X channel as well with a lot of additional updates. Sometimes updates are released a little sooner there. Yeah, sometimes you have more updates there, written updates, and much more. So check it out. I'll leave a link in the comment section. Thanks so much. Bye-bye.